History Forward presents This Day in History. On December 2nd, 1939, an amusement park was turned into what would soon be one of the busiest airports in the United States. In 1929, Gala Amusement Park in Queens, New York, was turned into a private airfield. At the time, the only commercial airport serving the New York area was in Newark, New Jersey, and after landing there, New York City Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia announced in a verbal outburst that this was inconvenient since his flight ticket stated that he would be landing in New York. This outburst of LaGuardia's and his continued persistence led to an agreement between the city and American Airlines to develop the small private airfield. The land was too small to house a commercial airfield, so dirt was brought in from Rikers Island and a garbage dump, and was used to fill a metal framework that would support the jutting tarmac. The metal structure still causes disturbances with airplane instruments, as signs in the area state. Because of its proximity to Manhattan, LaGuardia Field became popular even before it was completed and obtained contracts from 5 major airlines. Even after the expansion of the airport, it quickly became too small to handle the amount of traffic that it was seeing. The limitations led to the development of JFK International Airport, which is also located in Queens. Currently, LaGuardia is the busiest airport in the United States that does not have non-stop service to or from Europe.
Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for December 2nd. December 2nd is the 336th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 337th in leap years, with 29 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is sandbag. Sandbag can be a noun or a verb. As a noun, sandbag is a bag filled with sand. Usually used for fortification, as ballast, or as a weapon. As a verb, sandbag might mean to bank, stop up, or wait with sandbags, or it could mean to hit or stun as if with a sandbag, to treat harshly or unfairly, to coerce by crude means, or to conceal or misrepresent one's true position, potential, or intent, especially in order to gain an advantage over. Sandbag can mean to hide the truth about oneself so as to gain an advantage over another. Where does this word come from? As a noun, of course, we're talking about a bag of sand. Sandbag. First known use of the word sandbag in this context is 1590. First known use of the word sandbag as a verb is 1860. Sandbag. And with that, this is the birthday of William Cooper, born December 2nd, 1754. He was a judge and politician and founder of the village of Cooperstown, New York. He also happened to be the father of author James Fenimore Cooper. William Cooper lived to the age of 55. There were a lot more birthdays on December 2nd, and I covered several of them in a previous episode for December 2nd, so I'll try to remember to put a card up there in the corner for you. Alabama ratified the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution on December 2nd, 1865. This is the one that says that neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as punishment for crime whereof the parties shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction. That's the 13th Amendment, the one that outlaws slavery. A couple more states and it'll be ratified and come into effect before Christmas, but I'm sure we'll talk about that in the coming days. Now, I believe it was yesterday, wasn't it, that we mentioned Ford's introduction of the moving assembly line back in 1913. Well, on this date, December 2nd, 1927, Ford unveiled the Model A as its new automobile. Today's song is Daydream Believer by the Monkees. This one hit number 1 on December 2nd, 1967. Written by American songwriter Jon Stewart of the Kingston Trio, the Monkees recorded it in 1967, and it's been covered by other artists as well. I'd say the Monkees were having a pretty decent year, though. They opened 1967 at number 1 with I'm a Believer for the first 6 weeks, and carried most of December with Daydream Believer, beginning the first of 4 weeks in that number 1 spot on December 2nd, 1967. Link in the description. And I think that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with the link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that contains these videos. I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include a link to my blog page that is called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, Parler, BitChute, and Getter. All those links in that description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.
December 2nd, 1954.
Traitors are not gentlemen, my good friends. They don't understand being treated like that.
In Washington, the U.S. Senate takes the rare step of condemning one of its own, Joseph McCarthy, Republican of Wisconsin. McCarthy is censured for bringing the Senate into disrepute after his anti-communist crusade and its tactics come under fire. 1942. At the University of Chicago, scientists demonstrate the world's first artificially created self-sustaining nuclear chain reaction. Their work is part of the Manhattan Project, the top-secret American-led effort to develop nuclear weapons during World War II. 2001. One-time energy giant Enron files for Chapter 11 protection in one of the largest corporate bankruptcies in U.S. history. 1993. In Colombia, Pablo Escobar, one of the world's most notorious drug lords, is shot to death by security forces in Medellin. And 1982. In Salt Lake City, Barney Clark receives a permanent artificial heart in the first operation of its kind. Dr. Robert Jarvik is the inventor of the device implanted into Clark's chest.
I don't think I could have expected it to go better. I certainly could have and did have fears that it could have gone much, much worse.
Clark lives 112 days with the artificial heart after the operation at the University of Utah Medical Center. Today in history, December 2nd, Ed Donahue, The Associated Press.
Set, go! Be careful! Come on, you got it! Head, shoulders, head, knees, eyes, nose, toes, knees, head, shoulders, head, shoulders, head, shoulders, knees, toes, head, shoulders, money. Set, go. Ooh. Oh.